One topic that's completely close to my heart is sex trafficking, and I was wondering sex trafficking.
Yes.
In other nations, and I was wondering if that would be a topic that you would possibly talk about later in Soch 119.
You know, I used to talk about it. So we used a book. You know, the one video that you're watching for the third exam with Kevin Bales at the talk that he gave. So we used his book, and he was in this class several times, right? He's the one that did the work on chocolate. And he did a lot of work on sex trafficking. And so we used to do, you know, there were quite a number of years when I really talked a bit about sex trafficking and then just kind of moved away. You know, it's just one of these things where, I can imagine coming back to it for sure. We had a visitor in class a few years ago whose work is on sex trafficking in Southeast Asia. And so she spoke, she was from Southeast Asia, she was Cambodian. And so she, you know how these things go, people sort of roll through my life or through town and we do that. So, yeah, thanks.
All right. If you theoretically only had a few weeks left to live,
yeah,
and you were only able to give one lecture, what would you give the lecture on?
How to love, how to make love last. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, dude. No. Honestly. Yeah, that would be it. Honestly, that's what Lori and I, look, there's only one thing. People ask me if I'm ever proud of anything. I'm like, there's nothing I'm proud of because I'm just me. I just do my knuckleheaded shit. I wake up every morning and try to pull my head out of my rear end and try to get through the day, and I stick it back in. And like, I usually, somewhere in the day, I've already stuck it back in, and so whatever, right? That's it. I'm just trying to survive. But there's only one thing I'm proud of that I will say, is that I have been in a loving relationship with somebody, right? I met her when I was 25. She was 21. And we have managed to not only continue to be in love, but our love is so much more powerful than we ever imagined it could be. And every day it's even more so. And we have managed to figure out how to do that. And that's the only thing I'm proud of, because that was actually very concrete and deliberate decisions that her and I make. And it's like, for example, we have and I really say this is the only thing I'm proud of, really. I will say this, I think I can say it without crying, but we have a book. There's a long story behind this book, but Lori and I wrote a book together. It's called Becoming Eternal. I don't know why I'm looking at you. I'm just going to look at you, because it's really kind of, it's a book for the one of us who survives the other's death. So it's a book of readings that we have written to one of us who survives. Because we're assuming we're not going to die together. So it's one of us who survives, and it's a book in the voice of first person plural, from us to them, to get one of us through a year's worth of grief. And we spent 6 months in Prague writing it, and then we spent 6 months in Sevilla finalizing it, and here in State College. And it sits, there's one copy of this book, and it sits on our dining room mantle of sorts, right, in a wooden box, and it says Becoming Eternal on it. And it's waiting for one of us to die. And every day that we have dinner and we sit and I look at that book, and I think one of us is going to be reading this book. And it's like, it's so amazing. It's just so amazing to know that I don't know. So death is it, man. Death is it, y'all, right? You live with it, you be it, you experience it every day. Every day. Yeah.
All right, so you cover several topics in the class over the course of the semester. My question is specifically, are there any topics that you wish, had you had the chance to redo them, that you wish you could go deeper into if, say, the semester was longer, or if the class was just of a longer duration?
Yeah, what do I wish I could cover and go deeper into? I will say that you know, every topic, in a way, is I wish I could go deeper into. Like I used to teach a 400 level class after this, so it was like it was smaller, and then we could really dig into topics. Maybe Trump more. I'd like to talk about Trump more. I know that it's really divisive to talk about Trump, and I feel like y'all probably need a way to understand Trump, because some of you really don't like this guy, and some of you who do like him, you don't really like him, but I think you really just like the fact that he sticks it to people, and I appreciate that too. But I feel like the Trump thing, I wish I could talk about that more. And I kind of stay away from it a little bit.
So I know you said a lot of classes were like the best class of the semester.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick your favorite lecture, which one would it be and why?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Probably the one with my wife, because, I mean, come on, man. I get to come in and talk about clitorises and penises, you know what I mean? With my wife. I mean, how cool is that, you know? Is it clitori? I guess it would be, right? Plural? I guess it is. Actually, honestly, it was the class with Bassam. Yeah. And when my partner Rafi was here. It's just having him here, you know, introducing you to him, and it's just really powerful. Yeah, I will.
So, what is your favorite or one of your favorite student interactions you've had in this class with like someone who's done an activity or something like that? It doesn't have to be in this particular year, but maybe just like something that sticks out to you overall.
Dude, I had a student last year who was going F to M, female to male. And we had this really cool class together with him. It might go down in history as the most fun time I've ever had in a class, because he was really open, and it was really awesome.